This is The Big Bark Live, the podcast for dog lovers, which brings you the latest news from the canine world. Each episode we talk to different professionals from across the canine industry in Ireland, from pet shop owners to groomers, behaviour specialists and vets. We also chat with dog owners to find out more about the bonds that make a dog man's best friend. I'm your host, Dara Burke. I'm joined today, as always, by my two canine co-hosts, Bruno and Millie. And we're live on Facebook and YouTube for today's show. And because we're live, it means that you can interact and ask questions. Just leave a comment under the video feed on Facebook or YouTube to take part. The last two episodes have focused all on the rise in dog tests in Ireland. And while we do 20 more shows on that, it's time for our favourite time of the year. It's time to start meeting participants in the Nose of Tralee. So let's get this show underway and let's get ready to meet our guests. Welcome back to another episode of The Big Bark. We're live on Facebook, YouTube and Periscope today. So be sure to get your questions in the comments section. Just hot off the heels on yesterday's amazing chat with the Limerick Nose Alfie, we've got another awesome Nose of Tralee participant for you today. Today we're heading up the country to Roscommon to say hi to Meeko and her possum owner, Ashley. Ashley, Meeko, welcome to The Big Bark.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Good. And how does it feel to know that your beautiful dog there is the Roscommon Nose?
That's great. She's just the best. Honestly, if she wins or doesn't win, she's still a winner in my eyes.
Fantastic. And we spoke to Lindsay and Alfie, the Limerick Nose, yesterday. And she's saying that a lot of the stuff this year, it's all online because of the pandemic and can't really get out and do much. And is it the same for you and for Meeko? There's obviously a lot of work that goes into this, whether it be online or like wherever. But what have you done so far? Like, what have you been doing to raise awareness?
So I would say most of it has been online. A lot of it's been on Instagram. That's kind of the main way that I would promote things. Meeko does a lot of kind of charity things. So she was a part of the Dogs Trust yoga competition, or it was like a month-long thing where you did yoga every day to raise money for dogs in need. So she did that, and we kind of got in touch with the groups that we've been a part of, so we got through to people in that way as well. But Meeko's great for getting attention on the street. So when we're walking, she's always being met by people who are saying, "Oh, she's so cute," and "What is she?" And more often than not, I end up telling them, even though half of them think I'm mad, that she's the Roscommon Nose of Tralee. So a lot of people actually have voted for her because of that. There was actually a lady who I ran into the next day, and she was like, "Oh, I saw the voting's not even up yet." So and then she was like, "Oh, I'll definitely vote." So it is a bit of word of mouth as well, and then like Lindsay said as well, friends and family and that sort of thing.
Brilliant. And so you've obviously been getting good support, and Meeko has been getting good support. So has Meeko been wearing his sash, or her sash rather, going around?
She has. It's very big on her because she's so tiny. So she does wear it, but she can't really wear it on her walks because it tends to kind of get in the way of her running. So we don't want to ever get anything in the way of her running because she does love to run. So.
Good. And what type of breed is Meeko?
That's a really, really good question. You can have a look at her because I think that's the best way to explain it. We actually don't know what she is. So she's a crossbreed. Thank you. Yeah, we're really not sure. We sometimes think maybe Pot Yorkie, Pot Pomeranian, because she has a little tail that kind of comes up at the back. Pot Bichon maybe. So she's just a great mix. I just say she's dog cross like cotton ball.
Brilliant. And one of the things actually that we like to talk about here is the bonds that like people share with their dogs. It's like, for me, the bonds I share with my dog is one of the most special things going, and they're always there like when you need them. And
Absolutely.
it's obvious there just from yourself, Meeko, that you do have that bond. How would you describe that relationship that you have with Meeko?
Not to sound cheesy, but Meeko and I are definitely soulmates. Like, she's just the best. She sleeps on my bed with me and we do everything together. I have to go away for college, but whenever I'm back, she's so excited to see me. And she's just really great at communicating. She always tells me exactly what she wants. She does this kind of, we call it a fake bark, where she does the movement of a bark, the mouth movement, but she doesn't actually produce any sound. So she'll do that if she needs to go out, or if she wants to go for her W, which is the code for WALK around here. We don't really say that word too often because she sometimes wants to go. But yeah, she's really great. She's got me through some really tough times. She's always there.
Actually, speaking of that word, I did see your video on your story yesterday on Instagram there, and how excited she gets, and it's great to see that excitement in them.
I know, it's brilliant. She's so excited anytime she goes out. She goes twice a day, so we have a morning W and then we have an evening one as well, so she loves it.
So she'll be getting an evening one probably after this, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we have to be careful with the word.
Definitely. And you mentioned there, like, when you go to college, like that's obviously got to be very tough. It's got to be, what it is to me, like one of the hardest things as a dog owner, to actually be separated from the dogs.
Yeah, definitely. It's so tough. It's also hard because college is obviously quite tough, and there's like times where you just need a cuddle and she's not there. But I think the fact that I get to come home to her and the fact that she's so excited, it kind of makes it a little bit worth it in a way. You know, like, obviously it's really hard to miss her, but how great it is when I come back makes it almost worth it.
Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to do a little game here now. It's a little game that I've actually done for the first time yesterday with Lindsay and with Alfie. But it's, I suppose, if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, it's Barney's favourite line, and I'm going to call it this time, Have you met Meeko?
I love it.
So, okay, it's basically a quick fire round. And going to give you about, maybe I've added in a few extra questions, a few kind of, I suppose people call these weird questions. They'll be looking at this and they'll be like, what the hell is he asking? But okay, so let's start off easy enough. What's Meeko's birthday?
Well, I actually don't know what her birthday is, but her adoption day is what I call her birthday. So that's the 31st of January, 2016. So she's 4. Yeah, we just kind of celebrate the adoption day.
Brilliant. How got you there?
Sorry?
How got you there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and where did you adopt Meeko from?
Well, actually, to be honest, she wasn't adopted. My parents gave her to me as a surprise because my other dog, who was very special to me, died, and I was literally distraught. Like, there was no coming back from it, I thought. So they got her for me, and they ended up actually getting her from what I think might have been a puppy farm, which makes me really sad. But we didn't know any better at the time. So ever since, we've been big advocates of adopt, don't shop.
Brilliant. And that's a great philosophy to have in my mind as well. I do a lot with Limerick Animal Welfare down here in Limerick, so like I'm very big on that as well. What's Meeko's favourite toy?
Well, she has she has many toys, but her favourite one is actually this blue squeaky ball, and it's incredibly annoying, but she loves it. She brings it on her walks, actually, and then she'll bring it on her walks, and then she'll drop it, and then I'll have to carry it the rest of the way.
Oh, okay. Right now, when she saw you pick up the ball, it's like, hey, that's mine.
I know, she's actually sleeping by the door. She's so hot. She's like, can we go on that W now?
What's Meeko's favourite treat?
Oh, okay. So I don't actually buy them anymore because she is obsessed with them. So I tend to like really leave it months between them. But we call them stinky fish treats, and they're like these little fish, and then they're wrapped in like chicken. And I'm sure they're terrible, but she is obsessed with them. Like if you even hint at having one, she's very happy.
Can't say I've ever heard of that one now.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're actually called that, but
On a scale of 1 to 10, how spoiled is Meeko?
oh, I wouldn't say she's spoiled, but my family would say she is probably a 10.
Oh, there's no limit, really.
Yeah, she doesn't act spoiled though. She's really good, and like she's great with other people and dogs and kids and everything. But I do treat her a lot.
Good. What is the most embarrassing thing that Meeko has ever done?
Oh, do you know what? Meeko doesn't embarrass herself, but she could sometimes. It's more like I'm embarrassing to her. Do you know? I'm the embarrassing one. So this morning we were on one of our W's, and I wanted to get her home because we'd been out for quite a while. And I was saying things like, come on, let's go home. Granny and Granddad are at home and they have treats for you. And I was literally going off on a tangent talking for ages. And she wasn't moving. And then I hear, good morning. And it's this lady who's been out on her balcony literally above us the entire time witnessing my whole conversation with Meeko. So yeah, that wasn't my finest moment.
Well, that answers one of the other questions that I have here. Do you randomly have full-blown conversations with Meeko?
That would be a firm yes.
Has Meeko ever done anything to annoy you?
No. Honestly, no.
Wow.
Like she's just like the things that she does, like she obviously does silly things sometimes, and like she'd get a little bit like a bit antsy if she wants to like go out and you don't want, you know, it's not time for the W yet or whatever. But no, not really. Like she's a really, really good dog. Like she's so good. She barks maybe a bit too much at people that I think should be friends, but yeah, no, she's really good.
She hasn't chewed up any clothing items or anything?
No, not at all. She chewed through a few things when she was little, like kind of flip-flops and that sort of thing, I think, but it was just the puppy teeth. But yeah, she never does anything like that. She has all her toys, and she'll sometimes try to get the squeak out of her toys, but other than that, she doesn't chew anything of mine, thankfully.
You are so lucky.
I know.
So lucky. I wish I was blessed with that. Yeah. If Bruno or Millie, for example, have something and I like don't want to have it and I try and get them off at them, like they literally just start like growling at me and be like, "Go away, it's ours now," kind of.
And that's it. You just have to give it to them.
Yeah, it's like
change over ownership.
Yeah. Okay, what would you say is Meeko's cutest feature?
Her nose. It's just so cute. It makes sense that she's the nose of Roscommon because it is a very cute nose.
And what would you say is your funniest memory of Meeko?
Meeko actually does a really funny thing every evening. So do you know how I was saying about she really communicates with us and she tells us what she wants to do? She started this thing where she tells my parents it's time for them to go to bed. She'll come up and she'll basically like talk to them. And we think, okay, maybe she wants to go outside, so we bring her outside, and that's not it. And maybe she's hungry or whatever it is, and we kind of eliminate everything. It turns out what she's looking for them to go downstairs so that she can get up on their bed with them. But if you put her up on the bed and leave, she'll come back and she wants you to come down with her. So, yeah, that's probably the spoiled thing they were talking about. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, just maybe. It's not really a bad thing, though, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What is next here? Okay, any tricks? Can Meeko do any tricks?
Oh, yeah, she can do loads of tricks. Would you like to see? We'll see if she'll do any. Yeah, let's see. Meeko, do you want to do some tricks? Come on. Look. Let's see if we'll get her to do some. Okay. Come on, Meeko. Good girl. Look here. Okay. Meeko, sit. Meeko, spit. Good girl. Lie down. Good girl. And up. Come on up. Like this. Stick them up. Good girl. Those are her tricks. Yeah, she's really good, isn't she?
She does what she's told anyway. When
Yeah,
she
she's a good girl.
Millie, on the other hand, she'll give you the paw most of the time, but when you have treats in front of us, like, I'm not doing tricks with treats.
She's like, those are a separate thing entirely.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so what would you say is the hardest thing, in your opinion, about being a dog owner?
Probably having to leave home. Even if it's to go for a walk, I feel so guilty. I'm like, if I was to go somewhere, I have to go pop to the shop or something like that, and she's there and she can't come, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. It's just like the dog mom guilt.
So does Meeko ever answer you back? Does she give you cheek?
Yeah, sometimes actually she does. Like the whole fake bark thing sometimes takes it to a new level.
Brilliant. Okay, so here's where the two weird questions come in. Do you ever sit and stare at Meeko and figure out what she's thinking?
There's been times where I'm like, Meeko, if you talk, I won't tell anyone. It's okay. It'll just be between me and you.
Just a reminder, this is live as well on Facebook. So.
I know, I'm complete nutter.
God. Okay, and here is the weirdest question of all. How do you think Meeko would react if you tried to lick her face?
Oh, she'd probably be on board with it, I think.
Really? I did it to Bruno once, and he was literally sitting there looking at me. He's like, dude, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's the thing I do, but I don't know if you should be doing that. I don't know. Meeko loves the kisses, so I'd say she'd be on board.
Sorry for putting you on the spot there. So, tell me then, how do people vote for Meeko?
So the best thing to do is Meeko has an Instagram. It's Meeko_the_puppy. And I put the link in her bio there. Or you can go onto the Pet Sitters website and you can find Meeko in there and you can vote for her. And you can vote every 24 hours. So hopefully Meeko will get a few votes from this now as well.
Right then, and we're going to put the link up as well on our Facebook, and it should be scrolling across the screen there now in a sec as well.
Thank you so much.
I believe that's the link. I think that's the one I got half your Instagram there now, so hopefully.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Perfect,
so,
thank you.
Okay, now tell me this. Why should people vote for Meeko?
Well, aside from being probably the cutest dog you'll ever see in your life, I think Meeko has loads of talents that make her more special than just being cute. She's great at her tricks and she is friendly. She really loves everyone she ever meets. She's just got a great personality. So I think, the Nose of Tralee is more about being an all-rounder, and I really think Meeko is that. And she also is a big advocate for world peace. So, we all want that.
So she's an advocate for world peace. It sounds like Miss Congeniality there now.
Yeah, exactly. I
know. Okay, and why would Meeko make the best Nose of Tralee?
I just think she'd be a great representative. So there's obviously loads of worthy dogs out there, and I think all of the contestants would make really good noses. But I think Meeko should win just because I really want her to, and I'm biased. And just because I think she is a really great dog. She's just fab.
Okay, so to all our viewers on Facebook, YouTube, and that Periscope thing that I've never actually used before today, so hopefully that's actually coming out there. I think it is. Yeah, it's sharing anyway, so well that's good. I've never used it before. But I've been told to use it, so...
To be honest, I don't even know what it is, but I hope it's working too.
I think it's Twitter's one, their version of it.
Okay.
So to all our viewers anyway, this is your moment to tell everyone exactly why you want Meeko to win. So go for it.
So just because I think it would make Meeko really happy to have a lifetime supply of Tesco treats. And because it would give us all great pleasure to know that who we think is the best dog in the world would get to actually be represented as one of the best dogs in the world. So please vote for her.
Go. So go back here for a minute. A lifetime supply of Tesco treats. I did not know that was an option.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not actually a lifetime supply of Tesco treats, but you do win, I think, Tesco vouchers. And because Meeko would win, I'd have to spend it on her treats. I think that would only be fair.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they also get a photo shoot as well. So and Meeko loves modelling, so I think it'll be great.
Brilliant. Awesome. So she'll be with one of the big modelling agencies yet. And
yeah, exactly. Hopefully they'll be
she doesn't get a car for this, does she?
She what?
She doesn't get a car like the Roses Billy, no.
I don't know, but I can use one of them now.
Okay, listen, fantastic, Ashley. We're going to leave it there for today.
Thanks so much.
Ashley, thank you so much to you and Meeko for joining us on the Big Bark. A big thanks, as always, to the crew in Pet Sitters Ireland for running this amazing competition, the 7th year that they're running it. And if Meeko has your vote, be sure to follow the link, which is displaying on screen right now. And we'll be back on Tuesday with 2 more entrants. And we'll have a third show hopefully Friday or Saturday next week as well. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. All our handles are over on our Facebook page here, which is the Big Bark Podcast. And from all of us here at Big Bark, have a back in night week, guys, and take care. I'll see you Tuesday.